Welcome to the English Matura with JB podcast. You know what's incredible about powerful speeches? Sometimes they're delivered not to huge crowds or world leaders, but to a room full of teenagers who have no idea they're about to hear words that will echo through generations.
That's exactly what happened with Dr. King's "What is Your Life's Blueprint?" speech, delivered to junior high students in Philadelphia, just months before his assassination.
The setting itself tells us so much. Here's one of the most influential leaders of the civil rights movement, and instead of addressing Congress or leading a march, he's speaking directly to young teenagers about their personal futures.
Hmm. And the timing makes it even more poignant. October 1967, when cities were erupting in protests and racial tensions were at a breaking point.
Well, what's fascinating is how he completely shifts away from the national conversation to focus on something more fundamental. This metaphor of a blueprint for life. You know, the idea that each person is their own architect.
The way he structures this blueprint is so clever. Three core principles that build on each other like the foundations of a building. What's the first one again?
Oh, that's where it gets really powerful. He starts with this concept he calls somebody-ness. It's not even a real word, but it captures exactly what these young black students in 1967 needed to hear about their own worth and dignity.
And he directly confronts the pressure they were under to conform to white standards of beauty, right?
Exactly. He tells them they don't need to lighten their skin or straighten their hair. Instead, he gives them this powerful affirmation: I am black, but beautiful. Like, imagine being 13 years old and hearing Dr. King tell you that.
Then he moves to that second principle about excellence. And, well, he certainly doesn't sugarcoat what it's going to take.
You know what's brilliant about his approach? Instead of telling them they all need to become doctors or lawyers to have dignity, he uses this incredible metaphor about the street sweeper.
That's where he brings in those cultural references, comparing street sweeping to Michelangelo and Shakespeare.
And notice how deliberately he includes Leontine Price in that list, a black opera singer, right alongside these European masters. He's showing these students that excellence transcends all boundaries.
So what really strikes me about his third principle, this commitment to beauty, love, and justice, is how he acknowledges their anger while redirecting it.
Right? Like that wordplay with burn baby burn becoming learn baby learn. It's such a masterful way to transform destructive energy into something constructive.
Well, speaking of masterful language, that final rhythmic sequence about movement is practically poetry.
If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. The way he builds that sequence, it's like he's giving them permission to struggle while insisting they never stop.
You know what makes this speech so relevant today? These universal principles about dignity, excellence, and moral purpose. They apply to anyone trying to build a meaningful life.
And the way he weaves together these different cultural references, from European artists to contemporary black achievers, he's showing these students they're part of this larger human tradition of excellence.
Looking at it now, more than 50 years later, what do you think is the most crucial part of this blueprint for today's audience?
I think it's that fundamental idea that you are the architect of your own life. Like, yes, there are obstacles and barriers, some of them systemic and deeply unfair, but you still have the power to draw your own blueprint.
The architectural metaphor really holds up throughout the entire speech, from foundation to final structure.
And just as a real blueprint can be applied again and again as we face new challenges, these principles can be applied again and again. It's not just about building one thing, it's about learning how to be a builder for life.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for listening. That's the end of our podcast. Don't forget to keep moving by all means. Take care.